So we're underway. It's Berger that starts us. Aaron Berger, player of the tournament at the World Cup 4 years ago. Straight into Holzhausen, the captain for South Africa.
Interesting seeing Holzhausen offload into Potgieter, whose shooting sets haven't been the greatest this season, this World Cup, sorry, 76%, but she's been a great feeder into Potgieter.
So it's all about Potgieter down one end, and then Chelsea Lewis is the star for Wales down the other. The tall blonde getting double teamed. She's really stepped it up, spent a lot of time in New Zealand just honing her craft, desperate to get a contract with an ANZ Championship team. And he's aware, I've spotted a few coaches from the ANZ Champs. Rob Wright, New South Wales Swifts coach, has been here every day, just keeping a close eye on the talent.
With me.
I actually saw Julie Fitzgerald in the crowd the other day as well, her hometown.
Emma Thomas
Advantage moving off,
continues on that remarkable record. 28 from 28 in game 1, 13 from 14 in game 2. And yesterday against Uganda, she shot at 100%, 14 from 14. So she's missed one shot. This is her 4th game.
That's unbelievable for a shooter to only miss one in a competition with the intensity and the opposition at its best.
And she's playing that goal attack position. She's not overly tall either, just 179 centimetres, so usually the defenders are towering over her. There's Potgieter. Wearing the headband, is it? A bit of a look that Irene once had playing for South Africa. My memory serves me correctly, Timapara.
Yeah, you're right there. And I'd be surprised to ask her if Irene was actually her idol growing up as well. She's young enough.
Well, she's got the height, now she's got the look.
Great triangles by Berger to Mzalmi.
And the offensive rebound by Potgieter, 186 centimetres. Is Lanise. Huge future. Big raps on her. Oh, coming out flying was Pretorius. And it left Potgieter all by herself under the post. Quick out the block, South Africa.
Goalkeeper, hold. One step in, goalkeeper.
Thomas, full of confidence, but opts to go with the offload to the lefty in Lewis. And she is on the board.
Lawson's been great in at wing defence for South Africa this tournament. She's got a lot of turnover ball. She's number 2 in the tournament for intercepts, taking 10 of them.
So here's Jones. She was instrumental in that win for Wales over Uganda yesterday. Benched in the 3rd quarter. They brought her back on in the 4th. And she was probably the difference, the centre for Wales.
Obstruction wing.
Berger asking a lot of her teammate. Good defensive pressure being applied by Wales, and South Africa just trying to absorb that before finding the best avenue in Potgieter.
She's got good angles. As a feeder looking in, she creates this amazing amount of space that you can feed the ball into.
Potgieter, look at the record she's had so far. 43 against Malawi, 39 against Singapore, and 21 against Sri Lanka. I get a feeling she only played half a game in that game against Sri Lanka, so piling on the goals.
It's moving off, goal defender, retake.
Thomas falls short. That's just the 2nd miss of the tournament. And lucky break, it falls her way. So after a slow start by Wales, they're back within 2.
Attack obstruction.
Wing defense, contact. In
Susie
middle.
Drain doing a great job on Msomi. She's not
With the
been
wing.
as out there this game as she has been in the rest of the tournament. Mind you, it has only started, so.
Obstruction, goal defense.
She's a great captain, though, Susie Drain. Leads from the front for Wales in that wing defence position.
Barnage offside centre.
Here's Jones doing all the work at the top of the circle. She gets it back again.
Centre.
Oh, Mustard, a little tip to the ball. Oh, and it's turned their way.
Ooh. Lucky break. They move it quickly. Msomi on the edge of the circle.
Contact, right there. Goalkeeper, contact.
Just a little push in the back there.
By
Come this
Rosie
side, girls.
Pretorius.
Come around this side.
They match up well, Pretorius and Potgieter. Pretorius 185 centimetres, so Potgieter just the 1 centimetre taller.
Barnage break, goal attack.
Oh, great pull. I knew she couldn't handle get the ball. She was going to go out, and unfortunately, it's turned over.
Pretorius has given it straight back to South Africa. No, unable to control it was Holtzhausen.
Barnage obstruction the attack.
So plenty of errors early stages of this match. Berger, Msomi looking to fire it in. Potgieter's just too strong.
She's just so calm, Msomi, when she delivers the ball into a circle. You look at her and it just looks like she hasn't even played a game or played
Barnage
6 of
break,
them
wing
already.
defender.
So South Africa out by 5. Finding a little bit of space in the pocket is Jones.
Barnage centre
Now on the edge of the circle, into Thomas.
obstruction keeper.
Just looks a little bit hesitant for the first
Keeper
time on
cover
the shot.
side.
Does Emma Thomas?
Mawini and Mostert are applying a lot of pressure in there
South
also
Africa.
from South Africa.
Thomas has 3 goals. Lewis just the 2.
Great passing cut from Msomi. Msomi and Berger work well together on the attacking drives through to the circle edge, which makes Holtzhausen and Potgieter's job a lot easier, concentrating on the goal.
Dyke to Lewis. Long way from the post. Forced to go backwards.
Barnage wing defence
I like what
obstruction.
Mawini's getting Lawson to do. She's moving a lot in that circle.
And Mawini put Lewis off on the shot.
Obstruction wing.
And Potgieter has started in fine form. She's 9 from 9. Really only halfway through this first quarter.
That's a great pass, but great timing and movement from Potgieter. It's really hard when you've got a defender coming back on you, knowing when to actually move off. And if she does move too soon, it gives the defender
Barnage
opportunity. So
contact
great
and
timing.
offside wing attack.
Really
Contact,
starting to get on top
goalkeeper.
already, isn't she, Temapara? Some danger
Where
signs
you
here
are.
for Wales.
And then you think, how do you stop it? Do you put 2 defenders back on
Barnage
her?
wing
But that
defence
then brings
obstruction.
Holtzhausen
Hold
back into
goalkeeper.
play.
With the goal attack. Beside goalkeeper. Barnage
So
obstruction.
Lewis has been really held out of this contest. She's been the dominant shooter for Wales in their first 3 wins, but held to just 2 goals. Up the other end, the goal shooter, Potgieter, has 10.
Mawini's doing a great job, and she's just moving around the front of Lewis, which is confusing the feeders in terms of where her space is.
Contact
I think in previous games you've seen them just let the ball go from the centre third, top of the gold third, but they've definitely stopped that. So great defence by the South Africans.
Contact wing defender. Beside the wing.
5 minutes left in this first quarter. South Africa has doubled Wales' score. It's been a scorching start after they really had a slow start to this tournament. Lost to their arch rivals, their African rivals Malawi in the first game by 7 goals. And then they hit back and able to thrash Singapore and then beat Sri Lanka yesterday with ease. Another turnover for Wales. Potgieter should be able to get on the end of this. And she has really kicked off this game in style, and here's Potgieter.
Barney's breaking wing.
So South Africa headed to New Zealand before coming to Sydney as part of their World Cup preparations. Played in 2 test matches there. How did that go, Temapara?
Yeah, it was. They did a great job in the first test. They pushed the Silver Ferns. I think they won the second quarter. Oh, actually, it was a draw. I think it was 15-all in that quarter. So I think they took a lot away from that first test, but Silver Ferns obviously did their homework and came back strong in the second.
Advantage obstruction.
Defensive pressure by the wing attack, Solmi.
Holtzhausen. And it rolls out. Great defensive rebound.
You can see the impact that Norma Palmer has had on the South African team already. You can see her style coming into the game. Which is that hard drive, keep going, make sure there's 3 options on the ball. I know it so well. It's been played against a lot.
It's been banged onto your brain.
Video after video.
Berger ambitious. So this has been a nice little phase by Wales. They've got back within 4 and they have possession. Maybe just a bit of a nervous start for them.
And it's the opportunity. I say there's that pressure of the opportunity to finish in the top 8, but also the 5th, 6th, 7th position. So those are up for grabs.
Absolutely. And you would think heading in South Africa, you thought probably 5th or 6th. You can't really see them making the semis. The semis is what they're after. If you ask the coach, Norma Plummer, she believes that they can get their first medal in 20-odd years at this tournament. But you know, you throw Wales in the mix and suddenly there is a real opportunity for them. And given that South Africa lost that, they really weren't that impressive against Malawi on day 1.
Barney's contact centre.
Oh, nice move, Chelsea Lewis.
Great footwork, great timing, and great release of the pass.
Wales.
So that's their most encouraging passage of play. They've got possession and they're back within 3.
Barney's hold centre. Throw in.
Lewis, just a bit of a brain fade, trying to offload it to her shooting partner.
Much better feed from Berger that time. Not putting too much on it, and Potgieter scoring under the goal.
She's just a pure athlete, isn't she?
She sure is.
She looks like she could play just about any sport and be good at it.
That's what I like about the shooters in the now, is the ability not only to be a holding shooter or a moving shooter, the variety that they bring. They can hold, they can dodge, they can sprint out and get the ball. So it's just exciting for the future of shooters to come.
Beside the wing attack. Hold time. Wing attack, you're out of play. Stand still.
So Msomi's been told in no uncertain terms. Wales really need to score here. 4-quarter time. Lewis has battled just to be involved in this contest.
Doesn't want to shoot from afar.
She doesn't. Thomas says, I will. And why not? Her strike rate is pretty good.
Throw in.
But a couple of misses for Emma Thomas now.
Great drive by Lawson coming through court.
Oh, well done by Rosie Pretorius. Good hands, making life a little bit difficult for Potgieter. And time beats South Africa. Whistle goes and it signals quarter time here in the match between South Africa and Wales. And it's South Africa on top at the first break. They lead it 15-10. So the Proteas, Temapara, have it by 5 goals. That is the margin at quarter time. Norma Plummer would be pretty happy with what she's seen so far, but she's got the whiteboard out and the texter and she's ready to roll.
She definitely is. I think she'll be very pleased with the defensive effort down the defensive end, and the likes of Moster and Mawini. They're covering Lawson and they haven't just got that flow that Wales you've seen from Wales in the past few games. If you look at the stats, you see the shooting accuracy from South Africa is pretty good, shooting at 88%. So they definitely got more attempts than Wales at this stage. Penalty is a bit high for South Africa, but when you're in front and you're not getting called for them, you're going to keep doing it until the umpire calls you.
So some of the highlights from the first quarter. And it really was all about, if you haven't seen her before, she is the future of this game in South Africa, Lenise Potgieter. And she shot 13 from 13. Just threatened to blow away the opposition at times in that first quarter, but really on top of the Welsh defenders.
And Cal, not only her shot that she's been really good at, she's actually creating the space for the feeders to feed in, and really clear space in terms of that. And I did speak through commentary that she has got variety in her game. It's not just a holding game, although that's pretty good as well. She definitely does her short, sharp movement, comes out to offload, to free the ball up if there's no options on. So great to see a shooter that can move, shoot, and has got speed.
So these two sides last played in May this year, and South Africa beat Wales by 30 goals at the European Champs. But you certainly sense that Wales has improved a lot in the last 3 or 4 months. And they've got plenty of confidence, and they are within 5 at the first break. So we're about to start the second quarter here at South Africa and Wales. They are in Pool F. So we've had the redraw overnight. Pool F also features Australia and England. So the Roses and the Diamonds to square off in the last match tonight, 8:20 Australian Eastern Standard Time. A lot to look forward to, of course. It's the 4 best teams in the world against each other for the first time tonight. So New Zealand and Jamaica from 6:20 Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then it is Australia and England. These are the other 2 teams in Pool F, South Africa and Wales.
Gee, if you're a spectator or a supporter, you're definitely treated to some great games prior to the semis and finals.
Well, we saw a fantastic game to kick-start us. Samoa celebrating their first win of the tournament. It was a cliffhanger against Singapore, and already the fans are filing in the green and gold. They're in for a long day. Plenty of world-class international netball coming their way. Might be asleep by the time the Diamonds start, Temapara. It seems like a long way away. Footwork call against Potgieter. Here's Williams getting involved, the goal defence for Wales. Didn't play yesterday with some thought that maybe there was an injury concern, but good to see Stephanie Williams out there today.
Lost it. She's been outstanding through this tournament. She's got another intercept. She's number one, ranked number one in the tournament so far for intercepts. 11 intercepts.
For Carla Mostert.
Step.
It's unlucky for Kyra Jones.
Advantage obstruction, advantage wing obstruction and contact.
Great ball from Berger. They've got a great combination in there. We did see one sort of go screw off in the first quarter, but it's definitely on target.
Advantage offside wing defence contact.
Great screen set up by Potgieter and Holtzhausen. Left Holtzhausen free under the post.
Thomas Strain, Dyke to Jones. Nice movement of the ball. And then threading it beautifully into Lewis. Sinks goal number 8.
Sorry, I was just going to say, much better drive to the circle edge. Once you're on the circle edge, it's much easier to see the options that are in the circle.
Contact, centre advantage offside.
I think they wanted her to jump. Got the support from the bench for Wales.
That was the first miss for Potgieter. Shot the first 15 in a row. Holtzhausen just sneakily hiding down there under the post. They couldn't quite find her.
Advantage obstruction wing. And
Nice
again,
phase
wing
of play for
defence.
Wales coming through court. The receiving players doing the work. Oh, and as I say it, commentators curse, they throw it out.
Jones, rather it was Thomas, just a little panicky on that
Advantage
pass.
obstruction wing.
I'm sorry, just weaving herself through the court. She's so quick and deceiving on attack.
Wales.
Playing one of your old positions, Tempara. Do you remember playing against her against Singapore? Have you ever come up against her?
Oh, yeah, I have. And yeah, she is very, very quick. I think she was in at centre and I had to go in at centre to give Laura a rest. And she's ran and ran.
She looks almost a class above, doesn't she, the wing attack for South Africa. Msomi, great link-up player in the mid-court. And Berger, a little bit more about her. What sort of insight can you give us? Because she was the 2011 World Cup player of the tournament.
Yeah, she's got great vision in the Silver Ferns games that she played against. She definitely let the ball go. She got great ball on defence, and she's just a complete player. She always demands excellence, not from herself, but from her teammates, and displays it out there as well.
When you put Potgieter under the post, sort of adds the finishing touches a little bit, doesn't it? Given that Potgieter is the youngest in the squad, making her World Cup debut.
South Africa.
For sure, especially when you get a turnover as a player that does get the turnover from the defensive end, and you see it go through the hoop. Gives you that confidence.
Just a little bit of a spring in the step. Here she is again. She has impressed Norma Plummer with her elevation, her shooting, and was pinpointed as one of the players to watch of the tournament. And she certainly has lived up to the hype so far. Lenise Potgieter, 18 goals from 19 attempts. And a medical timeout called here. Norma Plummer still in the green and gold. You can't get her out of the green and gold.
That's why she took the job, wasn't it?
I've been impressed with what I've seen in Pop Getter so far. First time I've seen her live, I've read all the articles, listened to all the hype, and the potential for her is just huge, isn't it?
It'll be interesting to see if she does actually get a tapped on shoulder from an ANZ championship team, because this is, you know, it's one of the best competitions in the world, and it'll be interesting to see.
If she does then go flat, come this way, you're going towards the body, yeah? So just think punch forward, punch forward. Then, Susie, chasing a little bit, all right? So get your angles better. If you are waiting for her, then you've got to make sure she doesn't get the next phase, all right? So if you let one go, you've got to stop the next one. When you two are working together close, you're turning your body in, be open to the ball. Remember we talked about this, you've always got to be open to the ball to come through, all right? So make sure you're both open. That way you're preventing those baseline drives through. At the moment, if switches, you're going behind. So if you switch, open yourself back up, all right? Just lift again. Yes, how long's left, anyone? How long's left? Ready? Ready. How long's left? Ready. In day tree, come on!
9 minutes and 45 exactly left before half-time. And it's South Africa leading the way by 9 goals. Trish Wilcox, the coach of Wales, some clear and concise instructions for her team. Jones strong in the air and on the take.
Much better release. I thought that was on from their goal attack, Thomas, but opted not to give that option to Lawson. And it's hard for a shooter to hold it that long, especially when you've got a keeper like Mawini on you. So the feeders need to let the ball go earlier.
Yeah, she's had a tough day, Chelsea Lewis, so far. A goal shooter for Wales.
And that's one of the reasons why Berger got player of the tournament in Singapore.
Lost it. Oh, well done by Williams. Lewis forced to wait for some support.
Contact, wing defense. Holding, goalkeeper.
Lost it, Mawini. Really doing the job defensively, sticking to their players like glue at the moment.
And then when they do these switches, it's definitely effective, and they've got a good understanding between each other. Great fake deception from Msomi. Looking to give it to Holzhausen, excuse me, and putting it into Pop Getter.
Lewis. She's just hit double digits. Offensive rebound falls her way. It's a great angle there. Up high on the post. Goal number 11.
Obstruction. Advantage.
Great defence by the South Africans in the front court, Mostert and Lawson. If you look at Dyke from Wales, she's #1 in the competition for centre pass receives, and I think Lawson has shut her down in that respect.
Lewis forced to go back. Nearly Holzhausen.
Goal third, free pass.
So Jones will take it. Looking to score, Wales. In the pocket. Jones trying to feed it in, forced to go backwards again. Great one-on-one, tough defence have been applied by South Africa. Dyke in the pocket.
Sorry, it's on so much earlier to Lawson. I've set the screen there. Much better.
Off the post for Lewis. They get there eventually. He's tough going.
Great vision by M28.
Contact.
Saw Holtz-Hagen free down the baseline.
The skipper does the team thing and gives it off to the star shooter.
She's only had 4 from 6 attempts, 67%, but she does a great job in directing and feeding the ball into Potgieter.
It's sort of a bit like a Medhurst-Bassett combination, isn't it, where it's all about the goal shooter,
Yes.
who is a scoring machine, and that goal attack position really is almost there for the goal assist.
Yeah, for sure. And then the opposite for New Zealand, where you got Maria Tutaia, who is the long shooting bomb queen, and then you've got Bailey Mez, who picks up any rebounds. It's a great variety.
Good timing for Maria Tutaia to find some form the other day against Australia. She had an inconsistent season in the ANZ champs, but she's just got that poker face look about her, Temapara. You just know the opposition's in strife. Oh, well played, South Africa. Good hustle. And Potgieter, misses from the closest margin.
Should be dirty with herself, I reckon.
That's 2 misses now for Potgieter.
Barney's breaking the attack.
Barney's obstruction, wing defence.
Much better letting the ball go. Just turn and look, and Lawson's available all the time under that post.
Again, it's not set.
Chelsea Lewis, the goal shooter for Wales, has had much more of an impact in this second quarter. Held to just 6 goals in the first term. She's already scored 7. And we've got 4 minutes to go. Thomas goes off the boards to Dyke, who turns and straight away sends it into Lewis. Stripped of the ball is Jones, and now South Africa away through Msomi. Holzhausen, Berger. Back to the captain. Over the top to Potgieter. And she throws it down. So the margin threatening to hit double digits here. Msomi with speed to burn. Potgieter on the baseline. And it rolls out.
It's really interesting listening to the crowd. Hey, they see armchair critics in the background. Come on, Brian, do this, do that. So much different when you're on the court.
Right there, goal attack.
We're doing a good job moving around.
Obstruction. Both out. Beside the goalkeeper. Yeah.
So Emma Thomas makes sure of it. And you mentioned before about the ANZ champs and whether they'd be looking at someone like a Potgieter. It would be super exciting to see her in the competition, but it's sort of that glamour position, isn't it? The goal shooting, and obviously each team's only allowed the 1 import. Most of the imports are the goal shooters. Romelda Aitken, Danielle Fowler-Reid.
I think Potgieter will fill that role pretty well, the glamour of it.
Carla Borrego to some extent, apart from this year.
Great as a feeder. Coming from the feeding background myself, to feed someone like Potgieter, they always tend to
What is it if you are feeding her that makes your sort of eyes light up and you go, yes, you little ripper?
She's just so strong, and I've been saying it over and over again that she just creates a space as a feeder that you love to feed her, and it can be a long feed, it can be a short feed, but you know that she's going to do everything and anything to pull it in.
Oh, good hands, Berger.
She's just times it so right on defence. It's really hard, like you've been saying, to get intercepts or deflections, and she's definitely got the timing right today.
Inside.
So this margin hitting double digits in the shadows of half-time. Wales would like to get it back under 10. And Thomas just hasn't had the radar on today. Oh, great intercepts. Reads that really well. Chance to win it back here.
Centre contact.
And Lewis converts. So the margin is 9.
Look at Nsomi, she's had 2 people marking her, but still able to get the first phase and then the third phase.
Nsomi forced to go backwards. Lawson.
Lawson and Mostert were like, oh, they'll be fine, just hang back here.
And back out by 10. This has been an impressive opening half by South Africa. They've slowly built into this tournament.
10 seconds.
Loss. We put Gita under the post. Anything's possible. And Somi knows that. She's been urged to move it quickly. Berger now into the captain. Holtzhausen, no. So half-time, and the margin is exactly 10. It's South Africa 31 against Wales 21, and it's been all about Lenise Potgieter, the goal shooter for South Africa. She has 25 goals. England has been impressive so far. So it's Berger for South Africa, the centre player that will get us started. Erin Berger in her 77th test, the 28-year-old from Pretoria. Suffered a nasty ankle injury in the lead up to this competition in the domestic season in South Africa. Great to see that she was able to be out there playing in her 3rd World Cup. Berger, offload into Potgieter. That's just too easy for South Africa. It's Kelly Underwood alongside Temapara Bailey taking you through the action. Early stages on day 5. And Temapara, South Africa look like they will cruise to victory in this match unless something drastic happens. Potgieter, oh, nearly.
Unlucky.
And the Proteas' next up opponent will be Australia tomorrow night. So Norma Plummer would be aware of that. She's going to go up against her old side at half-time. Her team's in control. We see a change with Du Plessis coming on at in that goal attack position, the youngster. So just getting some valuable court time. What would Norma be wanting them to work on in this second half, knowing the next up assignment is the mighty, powerful Australian netball team?
Yeah, pretty much of what they're doing out there to continue to keep driving into the ball, making sure there's those 3 options on. And it's an interesting move she's brought on Du Plessis in that goal attack, because Holtzhausen throughout this tournament has been shooting in the 70s. So if it doesn't pay off with Holtzhausen tomorrow, then she's got Du Plessis to fall back on. And in defence, just pretty much of the same. Mawini coming up against Lewis today, similar to Bassett, which they'll meet tomorrow. So just kind of getting those connections connected.
And Du Plessis got some court time yesterday against Sri Lanka. Didn't miss, shot 11 from 11, so she's impressed Norma enough to get another opportunity out here today, playing just her 3rd test for South Africa.
Be interesting to see if Norma does make any more changes in that 4th quarter, if South Africa continue to do very well.
Well, she might say, you know what, this is our best 7, and I'm going to run you into some form and some confidence again before you play Australia. Where can they trouble the Diamonds, do you think? Is there any area And the Diamonds were very scratchy against the Silver Ferns on Sunday. Is there any area where the Diamonds would be concerned?
Yeah, I think going from the game they played against the Kiwis, the through-court connections were definitely not there. New Zealand put a great through-court zone on, and I think Aussie struggled with that. Maybe in the shooting circle, if you Pukgita gets away with it, she could be trouble for the Aussies. But in saying that, they didn't have their best game. I know they're going to come back firing.
Yeah, they're looking ahead to it already. Imagine Geitz against Pukgita. A lot to look forward to with that clash. Wales just trying to eat into this margin, but that pass was just a millimetre off. South Africa pounce.
Lucky Pretoria, she got a fingertip to that ball. Just needed to take her feet around a little bit more.
And a change in that wing defence position for Wales. You can see Nick James has come on.
Contact, wing attack.
Susie Drains moved into centre. James putting her body on the line. That's a heavy hit.
And Berger able to release it to her own player as she was falling.
Berger and James both go down. So Jones to the bench. We saw this yesterday in that third quarter. That's really when Uganda came back into the contest. Uganda looked like they might run away with it in that last quarter. Kyra Jones came back on and had a big say.
Barney to contact wing.
Nice touch by Berger, finding that little bit of space that Pukgita has presented.
And she's so dominant and strong, Pukgita. It's almost like they can just turn these feeders and put it somewhere under the post and have the confidence that they know she's going to get it.
And that's what you need as a feeder, to be confident that when you do let the ball go, they're going to give everything and anything to get it pulled in.
Must be a great feeling as a mid-quarter to play with that, to know, you see with the Firebirds, that they can just turn and just place it anywhere into the post, and you know those long arms of Romelda Aiken will reach up and snare it.
And sometimes the shooters can make you look good because it could be not a good pass, but they pull it and you're like, yeah, I knew it was going to get
well,
there.
It's almost, instead of passing to the actual player, you're putting the ball out into space, aren't you? Knowing full well that, you know, your shooter is so quick, so tall and so dominant that wherever you put it, they're probably going to get it.
Cal, you could be a good mid-quarter. I don't think many mid-quarters get that theory, so you've got it already.
Yeah, lacking in a few other areas, Tamakara, but we won't go there. Pukgita continues the dominance. There's goal number 30. Her highest score in the tournament to date was 43. That was in their first game against Malawi. Seen a couple of goal shooters crack 50, crack the half century. Peace Proskovia for Uganda.
Great goal attack.
Well, she's another exciting talent, isn't she?
Absolutely. And Janelle Fowler-Reid did it yesterday. The goal shooter for Jamaica. Pukgita might be on her way to achieving it for the first time here today. Away they go again. Oh, lovely drive from du Plessis under the post, and the youngster finishes it off. Playing in her first World Cup, just her third appearance for South Africa.
South Africa
Would be loving, just relishing the court time out there. Captain's having a rest.
And also having the coaching from Norma as well. You saw it at quarter-time break, half-time break. They were just eyes wide open, just soaking everything up that Norma had to give them.
Norma Plummer didn't have much time with this team. Had about 3 weeks with them before the World Cup, when you consider some World Cup coaches have had 3 or 4 years with their team. So she's had to work her magic in the limited time.
It's just exciting to think of what is going to come from South Africa in the next 3 years heading into the World Cup again.
Well, the fact that we officially have the top 8, we've got the 2 pools now, obviously the top 8 and then the bottom 8. And 3 African countries have made it into that top 8. Puts a smile on your face. Just goes to show that they have taken giant strides since the last World Cup. South Africa, Malawi and Uganda all will finish in the top 8.
And you hope back in those countries that they do have that process for the younger ones coming through, so they clearer pathways to play for the national team.
And you just need to talk to a few people around these teams to understand how far they're coming back from, as a medical time has been called by Emma Thomas for Wales. The goal attack just getting a little bit of treatment. They've only scored the 5 goals in this 3rd term. South Africa 11, so really dominating. And I was commentating last night. It was the Ugandan game, and the English expert Anita Naven sitting alongside of me, and she said she spent a bit of time in Africa and she's seen Uganda do a weights training session, which is running up a hill with a teammate on your back.
Oh my God, that's even worse than a weight session. No wonder they're so strong.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it, when you consider that?
Oh, it's awesome. No wonder they can carry anyone around the court when they're playing.
Yeah. It's not like when you played for the Silver Ferns, Temapara.
No, never.
When you do that, so no flat, go for your intercepts, you've got nothing to lose. and Kelly, if you get caught in a space here, you've got to move out of it rather than stop, all right? For you, Nick, when you're coming through the push, sharp changes, not flat, don't go and stop. Just use those L's and B's, yeah? And pressure over you. Doing a good job of holding her up, make sure it's the right angle, because she wants to go ball side. So she passes the ball side, all right? Yeah. Yes? Good job, all right? So let's play Sarah.
Even the coach has got her own fan club. Surely if Trish Wilcox can have some, we've got to get some made for Norma Plummer. Great to see everyone enjoying themselves in good spirits. Day 5 of Netball World Cup. Nearly at the halfway mark. Here is Duplessis. Just a little off the mark on that shot.
Great boxing out by Morgan. Holding the shooter behind her, so if there's any rebound, she'll get it, and she did.
Contact, goal defender.
Oh, well done, Mostert.
Gee, that is quick. What about the reflexes and the quick hands?
She was standing down, so that is such a
Hold wing
feat to
defender.
get that.
Contact, goal shooter.
So Carla Mostert, the goal defence, here she is. Playing her 43rd test for South Africa.
And she's ranked #1 in this competition, like I said before, for intercepts. And she's just carrying on from where she finished.
So one of the key players for Norma Plummer when it comes to picking her 7, and Berger reads it off the centre pass. Oh, and a bullet-like pass from Potgieter. She's usually shooting goals. This time, we'll put her down for a goal assist. So they've stepped up their play, the South Africans. They are in total control. Lead is 18.
Intercept feast out there.
Oh, what about a pass from Berger? The skyscraper into Potgieter, and a rare miss for her. She's up to 5 misses now. Felanise Potgieter comes back her way for goal number 34. A goal-scoring machine. And another intercept.
That's obstruction, wing.
She's got the vision, hasn't she, Berger? She's letting it go not only on the circle edge, but she's turning, looking down, and Potgieter is her first option.
Well, the margin is now 20. They led by 5 at quarter time, 10 at half time. And it's out by 20. Oh, and another beautiful ball into Potgieter. She must be just sitting under that post going, how good is life at the moment? The balls that are coming in, a peach of a pass.
Now we talk about the game tomorrow that South Africa have got against Australia. And I'm just wondering if Norma would give Berger a rest in that fourth quarter. She's got a big game tomorrow in that centre. We know she's fit, but got to be 100% to come up against someone like Rebellion.
Yeah, you don't run a half marathon in a game against Rebellion. You run the full distance, don't you?
And a little bit more, I think.
She will run and run all day.
I don't think that sweatband on Potgieter's head has actually got any sweat on it. She just looks so calm and collected.
Gotta find out if it's an Irene Van Dyke tribute. Desperate to know that. Great to see Irene here as well. Had a little bit to do with Scotland. She flew out to Scotland in the lead up to this tournament. Spent 10 days working with their shooters. Oh, lost it. It was a bullet into Potgieter.
Everyone wants to go at giving that ball to Potgieter.
Dance break wing.
Barney's
Dance obstruction wing. Throwing inside. Dance offside wing. Obstruction arm first, goalkeeper.
And since coming on at half-time, Duplessis is 6 goals from 7 attempts for Duplessis.
Barney's wing defence obstruction.
Great first and second phase from Wales, especially from Dyke. She's managing to find space off the centre pass. If not received, she finds space on the circle edge. Prime feeding position for mid-quarter.
So margin now 22.
Dance break wing defence.
What can't she do? She's doing well in the circle, shooting the ball in there, comes out of the circle, finds space in the circle.
And while we've been raving about Potgieter down the other end, Sarah Bell is on for Wales. Just the youngster in the goal attack position. This is just her 5th
Contact, wing
game
defender.
for Wales.
Come forward, wing.
Might see their other shooter. They've got a 4th shooter sitting on the bench, Tamapara. She might see a little bit of action in the last quarter. Georgia Rowe, the 20-year-old, we saw her warming up, 196 centimetres. She is just a beanpole. She looks like Caitlin Bassett did about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think her legs are about as tall as me.
I think you might be right. So we might see her on in the last quarter. We'll see what Trish Wilcox is thinking, although she might want to give Chelsea Lewis the entire game time out here.
It's interesting because you look at Lewis and when she's got the ball, she's pretty safe in there, but I think what's happening is the feeders aren't letting the ball go to her. So then when a shooter doesn't get the ball, she starts to move and then she's not an option. So for me, I think that she probably needs to tell the mid-quarters to let the ball go a lot sooner.
Duplessis, beautiful shot. So closing in on 3-quarter time here. South Africa has really got on top in this 3rd quarter, thanks to some of these long feeds into Potgieter. This 3rd quarter score is 23-8, so it's been South Africa's highest scoring quarter.
And she gets an intercept.
Amazing. And they've kept Wales to their lowest score. Broken it wide open, have they, in this last few minutes.
Barney's whole goal attack.
And the margin will be 26 goals at three-quarter time. It's South Africa on the verge of their second win here at the tournament. And they lead the undefeated Wales 55-29. So after the margin was 5 goals at quarter time, they doubled it to 10 at three-quarter time and then really put their foot down in that third term, Temapara. They lead by 26 goals at three-quarter time, and we've got 15 minutes to play in this. South Africa's next opponent will be Australia tomorrow night. As we have a look shortly at some of the stats, and I guess where South Africa has been able to blow this one wide open.
Yeah, you look at the goal attempts, and I think that's the place they've blown it away. It's 64 to Wales 34. Shooting percentages pretty much the same. And if you look at the intercepts, 9 intercepts to Wales 4. And 4 of those belong to Mostert, who we have said is #1 in the competition for the intercept stat. If you look at the South African team and Potgieter, what can't she do out there? She's coming out, she's driving, she's a little pass, and then she gets an intercept. Lewis has been good. She's shooting at 91%, but they've just starved position into her. So great work by Mawini and Mostert for denying position to Lewis. Berger's another person that's been playing really well today in that centre position. She's got that connection with Potgieter, and if you have a look, there's 7 attackers and 7 defenders, and they just make it look so easy when they let the ball go through court, and Wales caught 1 or 2 phases behind. Potgieter shooting 40 from 46. Her shooting percentage is 87%.
And she scored 15 goals in that third quarter, so came alive after 13 in the first, 12 in the second, but to score 15 goals in 15 minutes of netball, absolutely unstoppable out there at the moment. She is an excitement machine, and already looking forward to tomorrow night and her match-up with Laurie Geitz. Kind of jumping ahead a few phases there. Temapara, we've got a bit to get there, but that's what we will see tomorrow night.
Like I said in the last time, the only way we're going to get better is playing games like this and not putting our heads down, burying them. Okay, we hold our heads down, we look at every single one and trust, believe in each other. Okay, on 3. Eat that tree! Let's get to go, Kelly!
So about to start the last quarter here on day 5, South Africa and Wales. The Proteas have a very handy lead. They lead it by 26 goals for the Proteas. This final 15 minutes will be setting up, ready to play Australia tomorrow night. And Wales, we heard it in their huddle there, the only way they're going to improve is to play teams like this. Don't drop their heads, and see if they could get a little mini victory and maybe even outscore South Africa in this last quarter. Potgieter steps in, it's a layup. We've seen all the tricks. She's bought the bag today. All the party tricks being pulled out of the bag.
Looks like Norma's opted to run with her lineup, apart from Neiman and at goal keep.
Contact shooter.
And a change in the defensive end for Wales with Kidner coming on. Goal keep.
Holding defense.
So there's Adele Niemand coming on at in the goalkeeping position.
Advantage obstruction,
And
kick
she
off.
gets the match up against Chelsea Lewis. Just stepped onto court. Just pouring on the pressure, South Africa, absolutely swamping Wales. Oh,
Throw in, Wales.
nearly pulled it off.
Inside the circle.
Mostert's been great to watch.
That's what's been great about South Africa. There's always someone there to back them up. Someone gets a tip, there's always a South African there to pick it up. Great teamwork.
Drain, the captain, giving it into
Contact
the youngster
centre.
Bell.
Contact, goal defence. Beside the goal defence. No, beside the goal defence.
And Lewis has 21. She's been held to her quietest game so far. 31 in her first game, then 44, then 35. Still a while to go in this one, though.
Bunny, drop side, wing defender. Cold, goal defender.
Potgieter gets another opponent to think about. Different matchup. And instead it's her shooting teammate, Duplessis, goes all the way to the post. Just can't move it forward. There's nowhere to go, and eventually the intercept comes. Lawson.
She's done a good job on Dyke. Like I said before, Dyke has been pretty dominant in the previous games that Wales have had, but Lawson doing a great defensive job on her.
Just that tagging role has been able to shut her down.
At Lawson, she's free there. She's putting her hand up.
Lost it again.
Contact
Oh,
goal
and then
shooter.
getting clean bowled is Berger.
Advantage moving, goal shooter. Advantage obstruction, shooter.
Somi. Beautiful looking shooting action. Potgieter closing in on her highest score for the tournament to date. She's got 41 goals. Her PB is 43.
Great connections down that attacking end with Potgieter. Doesn't matter who's throwing it in there. It's definitely reaching its target.
And for a powerful player, Temapara, she's very graceful, light on her feet. Strong, athletic. She's got all the tools that you need to be a gun player and a world-class athlete.
Throw in. South Africa.
Oh, well done, Lewis. It came off her. She didn't argue the call. She got on with play and won the ball back. Great stuff.
I think I actually saw Norma smiling. Just happened to see this big smile.
She won't be smiling tomorrow night, I can tell you that right now. Lisa Alexander, the coach of the Diamonds, and her staff would be watching this one closely. And it won't be an easy matchup. Of course, Australia has England first tonight. It's the last match on day 5. So much to look forward to. You watched closely Temapara, the Silver Ferns and the Diamonds, with a big smile on your face. Where can England trouble them? I mean, England's starting 7 have all had experience in the ANZ champs. They're under their new coach, Tracy Neville. We know that they're playing for their coach. You've got to add in the emotional side of things, given that they're trying to stick together and be there and support their coach, who lost her father only a few days ago here in Sydney. When teams play on that emotional spirit and character like we've seen them play against Jamaica, you just never know what to expect. Where will England trouble Australia?
Yeah, you're right in terms of the emotional side of it, because you don't know what they're feeling and you know what they want to do as a unit, and when they do come together, they showed in the Jamaican game that they pull it together. So in terms of their game, when they come up against Australia, they definitely need to bring the A++ game, because I know Australia's going to come back hard, and I know a lot of the girls are dirty with the performance that they put out there. So it's pretty much just keeping possession and trying to starve Australia of getting intercepts and turnovers, which will frustrate them through that. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting night tonight.
Was pressure? Did pressure play a big role, do you think, for the Diamonds playing in front of their home crowd? You know, they've done so much media here in Sydney in the lead up. The first question they get asked all the time, 19 in a row, are you going to keep this winning streak going? The cricketers won a World Cup here. The Socceroos won the Asian Cup. Now it's over to you, and you're the red-hot favourites, type thing. Do you think pressure played a role in it?
Yeah, no, if you look at the media and what's been said in the media, definitely the pressure, but also the expectation for them to continue that streak. And they do have to do a lot of things outside of the actual game, because it is in their hometown, and you wonder if that's taking a toll on the girls also. However, they're elite athletes, and you don't know what's been said within their camp and what their focus is. And for me, and I've experienced it, you beat Australia once, I don't think that you're going to get it easy the next time you meet them. So it's going to be an interesting match tonight. Not only that one, but also the Kiwi-Jamaica one.
So what's your tip for Australia-England?
Oh, Australia by 5, I'm thinking.
And they're Silver Ferns, I can't not ask you that. That's the they're sort of the entree before the main course. Is that fair to say that? Probably not for you. But so the Silver Ferns play Jamaica. Jamaica led England by about 6 or 7 in the third quarter. They've got all the athleticism and the potential in the world, and then when the heat was on in that last quarter, they crumbled under the pressure a little bit mentally, lost a bit of concentration, and England was able to secure the win by 4 or 5. But so dangerous when you've got Romelda Aiken there and your backup goal shooter is Janelle Fowler-Reid. How will the Silver Ferns approach this one against Jamaica?
Yeah, I've got no doubt that Silver Ferns will definitely win that game, but I do think they'll be pushed. I think Jamaica won't lay down and let them walk all over them. You know, New Zealand just need to continue to play the structure that they've been told by the coach, but it's going to be interesting because Jamaica's a team that when you play against them, you think the ball's going to go out, but then you just see them pull it in. So it's just very structured in some respects of the game. So New Zealand by 8.
I've written it down. I'll hold you to it tomorrow night. We'll see how you go. So a timeout called. And Dyke, the wing attack for Wales, just getting some treatment on her left ankle. Seen a few players go over on their ankles in the last couple of days here. Little tweaks here and there. South Africa leading Wales 62-35. So when they played back in May this year, the European champs, the margin was 30 goals. And they are closing in on a 30-goal lead.
We're going to call it sack. Just keep possession of the ball. We just want to get the score and keep the score rolling over. Instead of rushing those hard ones, just give it to the easy pass. We don't need to, snowball it. We just need to keep possession now. Okay? Going well. Did a good job.
So you're right, Tamapara, you called it. Norma Plummer has decided to rest a couple of her star players. Take us through some of the changes that she's got for us for this last 7 minutes.
Yeah, they've taken Berger off in the middle and replaced her with Lubber, and then at the wing defence position, Lawson's come off and Tembu has come on. I really like what Lubber presents when she takes the court. She's a big, strong athlete, especially in the middle, and she's got some great vision.
So some game time given to the support players, the bench players. Not quite emptying her bench, Norma, but giving the stars a rest. Great pick off.
Great body angles.
South Africa.
It's about her first mistake today, I think, for Mostert.
We can give her one per game.
Holding goal defence. Beside the goal defence.
And Lewis's tally's up to 26.
Looks like Jones has come on and replaced Dyke in that wing attack.
Bounce obstruction, wing!
Lewis does well to run that ball down, and a couple back-to-back. So Mostert Using Mtembu.
Luba is just looking at her height, and she's quite tall for a centre. She's 1.8 metres. Usually you get them around 1.75, 1.7. So she's a tall addition in that middle.
It's quite a group of young players in this South African team. It's almost a new generation coming through. Luba has only, this is just her 10th game for South Africa. And Du Plessis, her 3rd. Lawson, just her 9th. And Mawini, her 14th. So it's a good mix of experience, but quite a few, almost like feels like the next generation coming through for South Africa.
And then you've got Norma, who's only been with them a month. So,
but it has all the experience in the world.
I was going to say, it's not the youth, it's probably more of the experience. She'll probably shoot me if she watches this and hears me saying that.
Beautiful pass.
Barney to contact wing.
Side to side, working the angles, then rolling that one in and adding the finishing touches. Du Plessis.
Great timing
Gita for her 48, and the margin is 30 goals. And Potgieter now has scored her highest for the tournament. Closing in on 50. You'd think she would crack that.
That is offside, goal attack.
Nice work. Jones is working well with Drain.
Great pass.
Much better letting the ball go. The longer you hold on to it as a feeder, the defence get a chance to manoeuvre themselves around the shooters. Somi's so good in changing direction. She's finishing like she actually started. She's tired.
Just running rings around the Welsh mid-court. Jones, strength.
That is contact and offside wing.
Gosh, she's got quick hands, quick reflexes, Mostert.
Contact goalkeeper. South Africa.
Unlucky Morgan. Got a tip to the ball. Couldn't pull it in though.
Barney shooter obstruction.
South Africa all over the Wales, or the Welsh team.
Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Wales really fighting this one out, giving it everything. They're about to suffer their first loss of the tournament. They beat Fiji by 7. They beat Zambia, thrashed Zambia, and they beat Uganda by 2 yesterday. So this will be their first loss.
That is not behind wing
Still plenty of
defence.
positives to take out of this contest. And they will face a clash against England tomorrow,
Contact, wing defence.
given that these two teams are in the same pool now as Australia and England. Somehow the ball finds its way all the way back to Bell. And she has 3 goals from her 4 attempts. So the last minute,
Throwing South Africa.
Potgieter might just fall short of getting that half century. She's stranded on 48 goals, this to make it 49. And she does just that, 49 from 56 attempts. That average is, the percentage rather, is 88%. So it's been a dominant shooting display by Lenise Potgieter. She'll finish this one and look straight ahead to a date with Laura Geitz. There's still time to get it over to 50. Potgieter, can she put it up and hit 50?
But she's going to get another chance.
Oh, we saw Peace Proskovia bring up 56. Janelle Fowler-Reid cracked 50 last night, and no, she falls agonisingly short. Potgieter, the star of the show, 49 goals. It was an emphatic victory, South Africa over Wales. They crushed Wales 68-40. The final margin, 28 goals.